Hello, Hannah here from CroStiCrochet Designs. Welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you with us. Thank you for joining me today. Now today, this is going to be a little bit of a basic introduction to crochet and what you need to start crocheting. Now, as you can see, I've got a variety of things in front of me. So you're going to need some yarn, a crochet hook, some scissors. I've got some big scissors here, but I've also got some little scissors. These are my absolute favourite for cutting yarn. But I've just got some bigger scissors. You don't need a certain type of scissors for yarn. Wool needles, and this is like, I kind of call this a clip, and I'll show you why you need this in a little minute. And sometimes some people use a stitch counter or a row counter. I personally don't. But if you forget your number of stitches or your number of rows, that can be really useful. So, in order to do crocheting, your basic requirements are a yarn and a hook. However, if you want to do blankets or particularly things like this, which is amigurumi, which is like this guy, you're going to need a stitch marker to mark your ends or your beginnings of rows, and so that's where your stitch marker can really come in handy if you're doing crocheting in the round. So in terms of your yarn, there are so many yarns available. There's different thicknesses, different widths. So we've got this one, which is like a super chunky yarn, and then we've got, let me try and find one that is much finer, and then we've got this one, which is, as you can see, a little bit finer. And you will find that you'll need different yarns for different projects, for different things that you want to do. Now, you might be a little bit lost in terms of selecting the size of your hook for your yarn. And if you are, don't worry, you're not the only one. What you need to look out for is this little section here on your yarn. So all your yarn should come with this band to help it hold together. And on here, you've got several things that can help you. So you've got what weight it is, and that will help you determine how many balls you need for a particular project. Your washing instructions, so if you're giving it to someone else or making something to wash, really, really useful information. And then this little bit here, and I'll bring it closer to the camera so you can see, is a really, really key bit of information. And so what this is in the middle is this is your recommended either needle size. Oh, sorry, wait for the camera to refocus. Your needle size or your hook size. So this is suggesting that you'd use an 8mm hook. Now, what this is around the outside, if you are making a blanket or a piece of clothing, particularly important to do a gauge swatch. And so what you do is, this is just to check your tension and to check you're using the right needle for your tension, because people crochet at different tensions. You might be quite a loose crocheter or you might be quite a tight crocheter. And depending on whether you're loose or whether you're a tight crocheter, in order to get the right fit, particularly on clothing, you might need to go down a hook size or up a hook size. So, sorry, I'll bring this just back to the camera. So what you need to do in order to do what they call a great gauge swatch is you need to crochet a piece measuring 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And in order to use an 8mm hook with this yarn, your gauge swatch needs to have 11 stitches on each row, and there needs to be 15 rows in that 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter square. Now, if you can fit more than 11 stitches per row, that suggests you're crocheting quite tightly, and you might need to go up a hook size to get a good fit with this yarn. If you can't get 11 stitches on each row, then it might suggest that you're crocheting too loosely, in which case you need to go down a hook size. And the same with your rows. So if you get more than 15 rows in your 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter swatch, Again, that tends to suggest you're crocheting quite tightly, so your stitches are a bit smaller. So go up a hook size. And again, if you haven't got 15 rows, it may mean that you're crocheting too loosely, so you need to go down a hook size so that you get the right fit on your garment. So it's a little bit of trial and error, and it's a little bit of finding your own tension, your own hook size. And what I would really recommend is, once you've found how many hook sizes you need to either go up or down, write it down so it gives yourself an example. So you could say, for an 8, if my ball of wool says 8mm, I need to go down a hook size 2, and then say maybe 7mm. And so you know that if you get a yarn that says you need an 8mm hook, actually you need a 7mm hook. And you can kind of say, right, well, if I get a wool that needs 6mm hook, then I need to use a 5mm. And just write that down, and you will get used to picking your hooks based on how loosely or tightly you crochet and the yarn that you're using. Now, I would always suggest, for something like, if you're wanting to have a go at amigurumi like this, I would always suggest you start with at least half a hook size or 1 hook size down anyway, to give yourself the tighter stitches you need for amigurumi, because you do need tighter stitches for amigurumi so that your stuffing doesn't show through. But you might need to play around, because you might need to go either up or down even more than that. So that's selecting your hook size. Really look at this little bit of information here. That can be really, really useful in telling you what hook size for your yarn. Obviously the scissors, I would say, are self-explanatory. So in terms of your wool needles, I tend to use one with a smaller eye. As you can see, this one doesn't have a massive eye, and that means that you can get it through the stitches without distorting them too much. I've put this on just so I can find it, because I've got a little bit of a haberdashery tin here with loads of different stuff in it, mostly stitch markers and wool needles, and I've just put this on so I know where to find my favourite one in there. And then this is kind of a stitch holder, and what it is, if you want to leave your piece of work, what you can do is put it through the stitch and put it through your yarn, your working yarn, and then pull it tight, and then your wool can't unravel when you leave it for a while. Because if you've got small people, oh, I'm just going to correct that, if you've got small people, then sometimes, or you sit on it and you pull it, or whatever happens, or you've got pets that like to tug at your work, and all of a sudden you come along and it's unravelled, that will stop that from happening. So what you can do, is put your stitch holder through that and just secure it like that, and then you know that your stitch can't go anywhere. If you don't have one of these and you're a bit worried about that, what I've done with, and this has worked fairly well for me, there's a few ways that you can stop that from your work from unravelling. I've taken my stitch marker, so my stitch marker was here on this project. I take it and put it through the hole, and then I put the working yarn through it as well, and so it's caught like that, and then just pull it tight, and that can't go anywhere then. If you don't want to do that, I'll just pull that back through so I can put it on. Another thing you can also do is to pull this yarn enough that you can wrap the ball around it. Oh, I've got 2 ends for some reason. So wrap the ball around it, and then take your loop here, and then just wrap it around your ball and pull tight. And that way it's not going to come off either. Or you can use a bobby pin. I've seen a bobby pin used. There's any number of things that you can use to stop your work from unraveling, but make sure, or even if you're not leaving it for very long, I just pull a really long loop. And so it's going to, although it's not a guarantee that it won't come unraveled, it's got to do quite a lot of work to get there. So I'm going to take my stitch marker and put it through the loop, because this is my favourite way of securing my work, because then I know it's not going to go anywhere then. Particularly if you've got these stitch markers are better. So this is a stitch marker. But particularly if you've got these stitch markers with a smaller head, I have actually found that once that mine went through my stitches and did unravel. So that's why I bring my working yarn in as well, just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. So that's some of the really key tools that you will need to start crocheting. So just to recap, you'll need yarn, hook, wool needles, stitch holder, and scissors. Now we're going to have a look in, well, I suppose actually we'll do that in the next video, at how you actually physically start crocheting, because this video is actually quite long. I was going to show you a few just starting stitches, but this video is quite long. So if you've got any comments, please don't forget to put them in the comments box below. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you want to start crocheting, I would suggest when you start crocheting using some thicker yarn, because that will help you see your stitches a lot better, and that will help until you get fluent. That's going to be really helpful so that you can see your stitches a lot easier. But if you've only got some thin yarn, you know, you can still start, but my personal recommendation would be get some thicker yarn and then reduce the thickness of your yarn as you get more confident. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. If you've got, as I said, I've already said, if you've got any comments or questions, please don't forget to put them below. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe using the buttons below. And please do hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. Thank you. Bye.